So back of the week. What's up, fellas? We're live. Welcome to
us.
the Chop and Beef Show. Coming to you live from Not Mom's Basement. It is the I Am the Beef, Case of the Beef. Being joined as always by my Castagronis. It's crazy how that can just roll off the tongue after 100 and some odd episodes. When I used to record our intro. What's up?
Okay.
Beautiful.
What season is this? 8?
You guys,
Season
4.
6?
Well, we'll start season 5 maybe tomorrow, and then we'll jump into season 6 after Christmas.
Well, if you'll allow me a little leeway, I've gotta do something real quick. Hold on. There might be a white smoke sighting tomorrow. We might have a coach.
You might. He's already signed up.
We might have a coach.
Great to see you, Kevron. You are the best Chop and Beef Show fan, so we appreciate you, pal. Thanks for checking in.
Maybe him coach him.
What bong?
Is that on? What are you burning? Some incense? What is that?
White sage.
Oh,
No, yeah,
ward off the evil spirits.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm warding
there
off
is
the
some
spirits.
ghosts.
I'm warding off the spirits of Kelly.
There's ghosts in
Not my
Jeffy's house.
ex-fiance, but the coach.
There's ghosts in Jeffy's condo.
Just one.
I mean, there's many people that have died in there.
Just one of those too.
When I was buying the place, the guy died.
Did he die in the place? No, he didn't die in the place.
I don't know.
I mean, the entire building. What's its nickname?
Oh,
Yeah.
God's waiting room.
Yeah.
It smells like mothballs.
Yeah, it does.
Speaking of mothballs, how was Thanksgiving, boys?
Yeah.
A lot of food.
We've
A
been
lot
out
of
for
food.
2 weeks.
A lot of travel.
Wifey had book club, and then last week travel. Locks was all over the southeast. It felt like.
3
Yeah,
states.
where'd you go? You went
Yeah.
hiking. You went.
I mean, hiking's a stretch. Like there was some stairs.
You walked in the wilderness.
I
For a little
didn't.
bit.
Wilderness is a stretch. We parked.
You
our
took
vehicle.
pictures in a public park that made it look like you did some.
Water
walking.
fell off of a cliff. We parked in a parking lot in our not all-terrain vehicle and walked down some stairs. And yeah, it was crazy. But
Isn't that most of the Appalachian Trail? I mean, you know.
Guys, I don't know. I've never done it, nor do I plan.
Oh,
Crazy.
good
Yeah,
for it's good for the golf calves, you know.
I guess. I mean, it was, dude. There was like ice like on the stairs. And that was,
What state was that?
That was North Carolina.
All right, so North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah.
Hit
Very
them all
good.
up.
You're basically a world traveler.
A lot of South Carolina too. You know, up the 321 to 77, then across over toward Clemson, then up north, up into North Carolina, then back down to Clemson, then up over, and then back down and around.
How many homes were you in this? Was any of it vacation or was it just visiting family?
One was it was both the best parents. We only stayed at her mom's the whole time. Then went and saw her dad, and then rented a house just outside of Clemson, off of Lake Hartwell. And you forget, and I should have known this because I used to be a sick brag park ranger on Lake Hartwell. There are some really sketchy areas in Seneca, South Carolina.
Is that where your home happened to be for this?
Right past the junkyard, down
Good
yonder from Boo Radley's house. But it was down, you know how Hartwell is all those fingers and peninsulas. It was just one of these little peninsulas, and boom, there was a house down there. But bro, it's so cold. Like my son was dying to go fishing. It was like you'd wake up in the morning, you couldn't even see the lake because there was so much steam coming off it because the water was warmer than the temperature outside. So
That is
good stuff.
Tremendous.
It was cold. When we were up in North Carolina at that waterfall, it was 24. That was not the temperature you're looking for to get a little spritzer of water on you walking underneath the waterfall.
No.
That's good stuff.
It
Yeah.
was cold. Yeah. Yep. So that was us, man. Yep. How about y'all?
That is.
Yeah.
JJ, what'd you do? I'll talk.
I
about
went
my
to
trip.
Thanksgiving and at the mom's,
We went
and
to
then
malls, yeah.
and then I hightailed it to Savannah.
Hold on. You have to clarify. Being in Tampa,
Right.
you said the moms with an M, right? Not the Mons, which is
No, didn't go to the Mons.
See what you did there.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that much of Thanksgiving. I didn't feel like giving that much, so I just went to Mom's house.
nice.
And then headed to Savannah, Georgia for the rest of the weekend.
Very nice. Very nice. How was that trip? Obviously, you were there, so you definitely saw lots, right?
I had to take a lot of pictures just to remember. Just like, oh wait, this is where Beef and I got bombed. Let's go in here. Then wait, there's Abe's on Lincoln. Let's get bombed there. And then there was a couple receipts that's like, I don't remember being here, but I guess I was. And Bay Street Blues and Bernie's and Bar and
the bar, yeah.
Bar.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy the turnover. I'm sure it's the same thing in Tampa or whatever, but it's just like I don't even know half of the names of the places. Every time I go out, which isn't that often, it's like,
I like Churchill's.
Yeah,
Churchill's moved, hasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but anyway, but in Zach's claim to fame for restaurants, Wild Wings.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
that's my
Checkers.
favorite.
Checkers.
Downhill. Totally downhill.
I don't like hearing that.
Yeah, not the one.
That's right downtown.
Yeah. It was. Service was horrible. The food sucked.
Wow.
There was hardly anyone in there except for the bar. It shocked me. I was like,
hey,
no.
I didn't want to do this to you guys, but we have a special guest tonight.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
God. Oh, even worse.
Coming to us live from Somewhereville, Connecticut. It is our top commenter, Michael Edward Hahn, aka Solo.
Who's there?
You can't see us.
We got Zach.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh
Jeff.
I'm no longer the boldest person on the podcast.
I was going to say, you can put both your heads together and make an ass out of yourself.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
What do you mean, who's this guy?
You met
You got JJ. You got JJ yelling at me. I got the beef. And I got Zach. This is the greatest day of my life.
I'm sure the wife will be happy to hear that.
No, trust me. I just had to do this whole big thing, like with work about like the top 10 moments in my life, and my wedding wasn't even on the list.
My guy.
Scoring your first goal.
Scoring my first goal in hockey.
Yeah. Well, there's one.
Pissing off John Mayer.
2.
I'd have to pull up the list. There's a lot of shit about like brain surgery and stuff on here, but
People Magazine.
Peeing on somebody.
How do you
Peeing
know about People Magazine?
People Magazine has to be top 5.
That's
People Magazine's up there, man.
Peeing on one of your friends and then making the guy you peed on apologize to the whole party.
One of the greatest sales jobs I've ever done. And I've sold a machine that sucks brain tumors out of the heads of people at New York Presbyterian Hospital.
But
thank God it was Presbyterian, not Catholic.
No, hey, listen, there's no Catholic hospitals left in New York City. It's just Jews and fucking, Presbyterians. That's it.
Yeah, the chosen people and Presbyterians. That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on, pal? How was your Thanksgiving? We were just going roundtable about Thanksgiving. I mean, it seems like you're still saucing up tonight.
No, I mean,
all right. Well, that's why we wear headphones.
Shut the door.
Down low. No, it was pretty good. I saw Big Mike. Big Mike came down. I saw,
nice. That's his dad.
Zach and JJ don't know my brother Drew, but he just had a baby. He turned a year old. Last week, kid's a bruiser. Sweet. We're working on making him a lefty. Like we're gonna see what happens with that. So
thank you
tie
later.
his right arm.
You got the right arm behind his back. That's good.
Yeah.
No. We went with just putting the thing around his neck with the electricity, and every time that he uses his right hand, we just zap him.
It's perfect.
So it's similar, but a lot more fucking inhumane. So
you like that?
Way better.
It's like breaking into a dog at house training. You just gotta do it and get a little rough sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. His wife doesn't like it though. She's Spanish. She wants him to like play soccer, and I'm like, what the? I was like, that's useless. I gamble on soccer because I'm drunk usually, and I have like nothing to do. So the numbers are like 1.5, like 2.5. It gives you like so many like
there's half goals in soccer.
What's up?
Just kidding.
No. It's usually number of guys who fake injuries in the game.
That's a good.
Are those good? Those are good props.
Yeah.
The over under.
Warn everybody too. My wife's on her way back from JFK, so I probably have an hour of talking before I have to become a human being again.
That makes 4 of us.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking Thanksgiving. I went back to the home front, back to New Jersey, where it was nice. It was nice and cold, man. You're welcome. Although Han is notorious for taking an Uber from Connecticut down to New Jersey just for the day. And I don't know if you guys know geography. They are bordering states. The tri-state area is New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Right. But he doesn't necessarily live as we would call close to the border. An hour and 45, 2 hours maybe.
You guys mind if I eat steak during the thing?
Oh, what a sick brag. Do you mind if I eat some filet during your podcast?
Most of our listener is listens to the show, so they won't see your disgusting self.
We don't even have an audience now tonight.
Yeah. Well, we got people
just went up.
Anyway, I did travel with the family. We went to Oreos twice. So yeah, you should.
Well, so in all seriousness, how's the pops and moms?
Everybody's good, man. Everybody's fantastic. We can't complain up at our house. My son was there with his cousins, which is great. My brother's got 3 older ones, 2 girls and a boy in the middle. It was fun. Ate way too much. Got fat. And now we're back. And
no offense, but when you put on 5 or 10 pounds at our weight, it's not like an situation. It's just just regression or digression to the mean. So
but you're playing hockey, man. I'm so jealous.
No, that's not a weight loss activity. It's a once right now, we're once every month, we play, and it's I tell you, it's challenging. It's hard as shit, but I wish it was a way that I would play every night if I had the chance. It's wild, but
nice. We had so this past week too, when I traveled with a kid, and that's one of the things that JJ put on our agenda that I didn't send to Han, so he doesn't have it, but he can just cut in here. So I traveled with my 3-year-old, who's been on plenty of planes. He's almost 4. He's been on plenty of planes in his lifetime already.
Another sick brag. Holy
right?
Shit.
Right? How much money do we have?
Speaking of kids,
he even went first class.
We don't need coach.
I hate to interrupt this conversation. No, I don't. You're right. But what I need to do is get my daughter to bring my stinking charger down, because my computer's running low on power. And right now, I don't know what she's doing, so that's what you have to look forward to in 15 years, is a kid that doesn't have any clue what the fuck is going on. But they somehow managed to get into Loyola Marymount, which is where she's going to school.
Nice.
So go Lions, beat Gonzaga.
Loyola Marymount, very nice.
At least she's not going to that school in the Midlands, South Carolina, which I know is on her list.
It was. The orange and blue. The orange and blue was on our list too.
The Gators?
No. The real orange and blue.
We're purple.
Chicago Bears.
we traveled this past week with Ryan and Slider, as he's known, and he was a terror. You ever travel on an airplane and have a kid that just screams belligerently for 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes, wheels up to touchdown?
Every time I travel with my wife, that's what she does.
It's terrible.
But here's the best part. So, like, we were embarrassed. He really didn't scream the whole time. He was actually really good until we were landing. He complained about his ears. The flight attendant came over and gave him 2 cups to put over his ears with, like, hot towels in them or whatever.
That's considerate. That was nice.
We could. Are you on?
Can you get? I'm on the radio.
She called up his chick, his daughter.
I'm putting him on mute. Anyway, so then he wants to look out the window, but it's the time that we had to put our seatbelt on and everything like that. So he started going berserk and screaming, yelling, not kicking chairs, which is what I was worried about. Right. But you just saw people's reaction to this kid. So, like, we're embarrassed. We're going off the plane. We're so embarrassed. People are definitely looking at us. And as soon as I got off the plane, here's the point of my story. As soon as I got off the plane, I didn't give a shit anymore because I was never going to see those people again.
Right.
So, like, it was embarrassing at the time. But, like this morning, he threw a huge tantrum on the boat ride. Here's another sick brag. I should just call this episode Sick Brag. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
Wow, the land of the hoity-toity.
Right?
I can start talking about all the times that I played golf with Mark Texera at my country club.
There you go, and Michael K.
I've drank with Chito Martinez. Who gives?
We got a story about. Didn't they hate Teixeira at Georgia Tech, or who was it at Georgia Tech?
No, the basketball player.
Oh yeah, Matt Harpering.
He was awful.
Yeah.
Everybody ran from him.
So anyway, on the boat this morning, he plays with the high school kids. So there's high school kids that take the boat over to their high school every day. And he always plays with them every day. Well, they didn't want to sit with him today, so he got fucking absurd. I'm gonna see those people every day.
Yep.
You enjoy that.
And three people turned around to me and was like, "Oh, we've all been there." And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make me feel
No, it doesn't help.
No,
oh God.
I wish it was your kid rather than my kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you have a Catholic church nearby? Get 2 priests and have an exorcism.
So that's how it feels traveling.
I thought you were going to say you had 2 priests you can have an orgy. I mean,
that's after the exorcism, or before, or during, whatever.
That's the 4th segment to today's show.
Yeah. The caveat to this whole thing was he was an absolute angel on the way home in the airplane on the way back.
Just give you we can do it again, fun. Honey. Yay.
Yeah, he's sucker. He's the sucker baby. Like, you wouldn't believe it. He's not a baby anymore. He's 4. Anyway.
He's 4?
Yeah, he'll be 4 in
He'll be 4 soon, June.
December 20th.
Yeah, that too. That's right.
All right. So we're in 18 minutes in. We're welcoming in Solo, my gambling degenerate buddy.
Michael Hahn, and I don't mind going by my real name.
You're telling him too much. Keep going.
Yeah, but when we did it incognito, when you were talking about betting Little League and stuff.
No, not Little League, that island game. What the fuck you were talking about? You're on some island. They're playing some game you never even heard before, and you made a ton of money. I was rolling.
Are you talking about when I won like $15,000 on friggin' rugby sevens?
Yeah, women's rugby, or something like that. Yeah, you never even seen it before.
The tournament in Hong Kong?
No, it was actually the Olympics.
It was the best.
Oh, okay.
It was the best. Yeah.
So we had so the Olympics run. I mean, I'll try to break this down radio style so that it's not too bad. Olympics run same way as like World Cup does. Like, you get your group.
Yeah.
Then the top 2 in the group advance to like the next round. So U.S. was in a group with Fiji, Australia, and Colombia.
So two of the top teams in the world.
2 of the top teams in the world, which I knew because I know a couple South African guys like around here. They talk about rugby a lot, and I know that Fiji and Australia are awesome. So the U.S. plays Australia, or the U.S. plays Fiji, and the way it works in women's sevens is that you play 3 games a day. So first game they played, they hung with Fiji. They lost the game 13-10. I can't tell you how you get to that score. I know
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But what matters is I looked into the U.S.'s next game, which was Colombia, and found out that not only was Colombia not only did they suck, because I watched them get destroyed by
we watched it.
Yeah, I watched the other game too. So it was Australia and I think what I say, South Africa or New Zealand.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Good team. Good team, beat the shit. I mean, pummeled the shit out of
Colombia.
And I looked and I saw Colombia wasn't even the first choice to be sent to the Olympics by the South American chosen committee. The flight for the original team, which I guess is Peru, got delayed. So some information I didn't know. Colombia was not up to the task, and the U.S. was only favored by 6.5 in a game that I knew they were going to win by 40. So I laid 20 grand on it.
Shit. Crazy.
Over 7 websites and 8 different guys. Only one guy out of my friends that I've been gambling with for the better part of 3 years asked me, why are you asking me to lay $500 on this game? If Case, I'm not kidding you. If Zach, if I called you and asked you to lay me $2,000 because my account's maxed out on this game, wouldn't for some reason you say maybe it's a good idea for me to get in on this shit?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think about it for sure, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
I wouldn't put 2 grand on it, but I'd parlay it with something.
No, you don't parlay stuff. Parlays are suckers' bets.
I'm a sucker.
It happens. I understand. I watch you guys a lot, and you guys, JJ, you are an exceptional sucker for parlay bets.
No, not really. I'm not. I like the individual bets and just build.
You have to build. You got to build.
Right.
I
am not a sucker for parlays. I'm not. I had one a couple weeks ago.
What'd you hit?
I'm a sucker. I hit an 11.
That's the parlay master right there.
Yeah, I played one 2 weeks ago, and it was I can't remember, but it was only like 4 games. So
Did you hit it?
Yeah, I hit it.
4 games.
It wasn't that lot. I had like $50 on it, so it wasn't that big.
That's a nice one. 4 games. Yeah. That's a plus juice there.
Yeah.
Definitely plus juice.
4 games at 50. That's $800, man. I ain't fucking chump change.
It was a nice hit. So but then then Dallas killed me last week. So
No, they kill you all the time. Are they playing right now? Anybody know?
They're playing the Saints right now.
I bet the house on the Saints tonight.
Did you really? 6.5?
What was it, line 6.5?
Yeah, 6.5.
Cowboys have 9 guys in COVID protocol.
Wow.
What's the big deal?
But is Dak in
the Saints don't have an offense.
That's 9 guys. That's 9 guys that can't play special teams.
Yeah.
That's 9 guys that
I agree.
Can't don't give blows to anybody else. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's worth at least a point or 2. So I wanted to hit that. The line on that opened at 4. No. Opened at 5. It only went to 6. So I mean, 1 point for 9 guys. I gotta think that's a money play.
Look, I can't wait to see. I didn't.
Just I don't watch the NFL. I don't watch the NFL. I don't even know they were playing.
Thursday night games now, man.
That's right.
They're after the next collective bargaining agreement. There's going to be games every day of the week.
Oh, absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Then they'll have Maction to cover up Tuesday, Wednesday.
You need Maction. Exactly. I missed Maction this week, man.
It's insane.
Maction is the best. Speaking of Maction, college football, what happened? Anything going on this last week in college football? JJ, what'd you see?
I really didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Was there anything going on?
Any big games?
Yeah.
Any
Wow,
coaches?
Michigan finally looked good.
They did.
I mean, like real good. You know, they had a little bit that kid running back they had with 5 touchdowns. I didn't realize how fast he was.
Yeah,
smokes.
Got a hell of an offensive line too, pushing people around. So.
Well, yeah, what 310 average? 6'3".
Big boys, no doubt.
Big boys. But Ohio State was riding the wave of they're the best team in the country. Then Michigan turns around and slaps them around. I was like, wow,
slap them, beat them. Curb stomp.
Yeah, just stomp them. Yeah, you're right.
And
after 10 years, I mean,
CJ Stroud still threw for 400 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
he had to play catch up.
It didn't look like it. It didn't feel like it. It was that defense. The Michigan defense was really good too, man.
That wasn't exactly passing weather either.
No.
Flurries and some breeze.
It was fun weather.
Oh, it was snowing.
Yeah,
I think McNamara for Michigan had like 94 yards passing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He didn't need to.
No, they ran the shit out of it.
Minnesota beats Wisconsin.
That screwed that up. I would rather see Wisconsin than Iowa.
A bunch of money.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Man.
And now we got the blah, 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 coaching carousel coming on. It is absolute insanity.
Is anybody mad at Chip Kelly on this podcast?
Or Brian Kelly?
His brother?
Or Brian Kelly? I don't give a fuck what his name is.
No, of course not.
The guy from Notre Dame.
I'm mad at the way he left. I don't blame him for leaving for $95 million. I don't like the way he left.
Why is that?
But how is he supposed to? What's he supposed to do differently?
I guess classier. I don't know if that's a possibility. I mean, he was with the team for all of 10 minutes to say, "Go fuck yourself." Bye.
But that you see that happen so often. With
he did it to Cincinnati too, and there's just and then if you read or saw the speeches, hey, it was just bullshit. We're proud what we accomplished here. You guys are the best. Down he goes down to LSU and says, "No, you guys are the best. I want a chance of winning a title." He didn't accomplish really what he was supposed to accomplish in Notre Dame, and then he says he wants a bigger challenge.
Hold on, wait.
Well, it's like, wait a minute.
You say that, but I mean, Notre Dame is not exactly like the place to win a national championship. I mean,
you're right. It's not anymore. It hasn't been since Holtz.
I mean, it hasn't been since like 1992. So, I mean,
yeah.
Why would you want to stay around in a place where and I'm not trying to be a dick, but why would you try to stay around in a place where it requires third-year math to recruit a player?
Well, like if you listen to what I said a minute ago, I don't blame him for leaving. I don't like the way he did it. There is a difference. I don't blame him when a dump truck of money comes backed up to my doorway and says, "Time to go." I just don't like the way he did it. And there is a difference.
Well, that's the thing. That's kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? They're saying so the way that Kelly left and the way that Lincoln Riley left were very in the middle of the night, kind of that old phrase, in the middle of the night. Lane Kiffin-esque. But then the way that Billy Napier left Louisiana, like he had his players in, he was crying, he was hugging them, he was saying, I'm doing this for my family, for the money, for the challenge. This is a promotion for me. I feel like this is a blah, 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 blah. And he's getting lauded for doing it the right way.
But
that's it. There is.
The writing was on the wall.
Hold on, wait. We look at American sports in a lot of lenses and a lot of different ways. Like we judge professional baseball players for doing what they do. We judge owners for doing what they do. And we're judging coaches for doing what they do. When the offer comes, Right. I mean, you got to do what, in my opinion is you do what's best for your family and your career
But that goes personally too, right? Like even you and me do that, huh?
You're not listening to what was said. I don't blame him for leaving. I blame the way he did it.
But how
there is a difference.
Yeah, but what's the right way of doing it? Like, I mean, what do you
don't hang around a group of kids for 4 years that you promise you're going to be with and say 10 minutes, go fuck yourself. I got to catch a plane out of here.
No,
right.
There is class.
So in college, you have consistently have a group of 4 kids that are 4-year kids that you say I'm gonna hang around and I'm gonna leave, and I mean, what do? You gotta go and explain every single one of them your next career move. Doesn't work like that in basketball. It doesn't work like that in.
I'm not saying where the hell it works or where it doesn't work. I'm just saying I thought it was a classless move. That's it. That's my opinion. And you think you're going to convince me that it's not classless? No, you're not.
Yeah,
so we're agreed to disagree.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think that's fair. I'll do that, and I'll move on so that Zach can stop fucking cleaning his glasses and we can get on to getting into real entertaining shit. Because you arguing about the friggin' contract to some dipshit at Notre Dame is not gonna friggin' bring.
I wasn't arguing about the contract either. So you're kind of putting words in people's mouths that don't exist.
I muted him right now. I think it's when it's your guy too. You're definitely way more sensitive. I think is probably not the right word, but it's close. I think because I say when it's your guy. So right now, Clemson's dealing with it or did deal with it. I think it's over now. But with Brent Venables at DC, he was who every Oklahoma fan wants, and he had been there, he had worked there, and I was getting very, not defensive, I wouldn't say, but it's like, you don't want your guy to leave. Well, so I get it. So and then they're under a microscope. So like Jeff and you and Palk, our buddy Palk that comes on the show too, who's a big Notre Dame guy too, you were definitely upset by the way he did it. And that's okay, especially because it's your guy. But like for guys that aren't necessarily Notre Dame fans, I understand the devil's advocate question. Like, how's he supposed to do it? I get it, but
the rumors about Venables leaving have been around for a couple weeks. So if it happened, it would have been a shock.
Okay, I understand that. Whereas
Brian
you didn't know Kelly
leaving was a shock.
You were literally looked at your phone going,
"What? Yeah,
that was an option."
Joke. And secondly,
that was even an option.
I mean, with a little bit more chaos, Notre Dame could be in the playoffs. So now he's dumping his 11-1 team, going into the playoffs, and that's kind of, once again, I understand you did it for the cash. However, it's just a bad place to put people in.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. He said it in his press conference. His subtext was he couldn't win national titles there, whereas where he is now.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah,
I take it all back. You have every right to be like pissed off at the guy. Like, I mean, I get it. So, I mean, I went to a mid-major school and
Richmond.
Yep,
JJ's from Richmond.
Yeah, I went to VCU.
I went to University of Richmond. We had John Beeline. He brought us to the Sweet 16.
Yep.
He left us.
Dick Tarrant
went with Dick Tarrant's an asshole. Yep. He should have called timed out, but we'll talk about that later. Then, I mean, we would Beeline went to West Virginia, and he went to Michigan, and he went to the Cavs. And currently, he's in shoes. But I mean,
you saw him at Penn Station.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it was more and Solo. You would, if you listen to the show a lot or Pat for the years, the Locks and Case would tell you I've never been a Kelly fan.
That's true.
He was good. He was starting to get really good.
You were pissed, Jeff. You're pissed that he has more wins than Newt Rockne. You said that over and over again.
Oh yeah,
he's the winningest coach in Notre Dame history,
and just
nothing to show for it,
and no natties, and he's the winningest coach. So it's like, okay, fine. And I'm looking forward to, if it's Freeman or Fickle, it more likely looks like Freeman. I'm looking forward to it.
It's already done. It's Freeman.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, Freeman. I think Freeman's a dud.
How about this? Let's switch gears. Let's go a little bit over here. Just staying on Notre Dame a little bit, but how about it's just a little bit different gear. Kelly went after Freeman and Tommy Rees, offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, and neither one of them went.
Nope.
Then he went after running backs coach. He stayed at Notre Dame too. How often? I don't think it's a testament. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
No, it's a testament to. It's not a testament to Brian Kelly. Like he can't even get his guys to come over with him. Well, that just speaks volumes about maybe he wasn't well liked.
Well, with Kelly, he was, when he came to Notre Dame, he was fiery, face turned purple. And I just think over the years, he learned to coach at Notre Dame and he got more temperamental, or not as temperamental. But the asshole was there, and that's, leopard doesn't change the spots. I mean, did you hear about when the grad assistants, the New York Jets coach and the Packers coach were his grad assistants at Central Michigan?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that story?
Yeah, where they had to shovel snow.
Coach Kelly has grad assistant. Who's the coach? The Jets, Rom Sala, and had LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, as his grad assistants. Kelly invites him to a party he's having at Central Michigan, and the kids come there. They're kind of dressed up, kind of nice, think they're going to party. And Kelly goes, no, you're here to shovel my driveway and park cars for the party.
And then at the end of the party, they had to retrieve the cars and for the
and clean up. So
everything comes out.
I think you do well at LSU, but you still got Saban there.
Why do you think he'll do well? What gives you any indication you think he'll do well? I mean, I think he's got 4 years and he's done.
Hold on, one at a time.
I think LSU has got the players to do it and will keep getting the players to do it. And I think he's a better coach than Coach Orgeron.
He may be a better coach than Coach Orgeron, but he is now going to have to – he obviously is going to also get some good recruits in. But are players from Louisiana going to come play for that D-bag? I don't think so. I mean –
well, he's never been a real good recruiter. He's always had a really good recruiter with him.
He's not bringing this staff with him, and it's a very good staff. He's going to start from scratch. So maybe that's probably going to help him because he's going to have to get some people from around there that know SEC football too. He is going to be in trouble in the SEC West, especially if those coaches stay there. Leach stays there. Kiffin stays there. Saban still got a couple years. Hell, you got to play SEC East too. He's got to play, like
Georgia,
A&M, He's not Florida. He's in for 6 and 6 years. I don't think he's long for the world.
I think he'll have one maybe one tough year, and then he'll start building like he did at Notre Dame. Yeah. But he's definitely not a Southerner.
Well, let's you know what? Let's get into picks this week. How about we do that?
Well, I want to hear Palk's opinion. I want to hear Solo's opinion on LSU.
Go ahead, Mike. Give us your opinion. He's not really a college guy, but he's got opinions.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not a college guy, but LSU is a way better job than Notre Dame, even though Notre Dame's Notre Dame. You're talking SEC, talking about the ability to be being drafted number 1 overall. When you're talking to a kid and you're sitting in his living room, talking to a quarterback. I mean, they've got how many QBs in the NFL right now? At least 4?
Yeah.
I mean, and you've got 7 running backs that have gone through LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like being a linebacker coach at Penn State. Like, I mean, you're talking about guys that just fit the position and will, like, if you're going to major in something in college, you're going to major in quarterbacking. If you're going to major in football, then you want to go to LSU over Notre Dame. Period.
No, I agree.
And you want to play for Chip Kelly because Chip Kelly
brother
was
Brian Kelly.
Todd Brand.
He was Marcus Mariota. He rolled like I mean.
That's a different Kelly.
That's Chip Kelly. Brian Kelly's the one going to LSU.
Brian Kelly, I'm sorry, I fucked up. But I mean, the point is that if you want to go and you want to go somewhere and major in football,
absolutely.
And to be a professional football player, you want to go to LSU over Notre Dame, and that guy knows it. So that's where he's going to go and set up his flag and be a coach, because the next step is not LSU, it's getting to the NFL. I mean, the coaches have the same career ladder as players do. I mean, as anybody else does.
Yeah, well, let's remember he's 60.
Is he really?
That's all right.
Wow.
So he could be a 62-year-old head coach of the Miami Dolphins, because they haven't fucked up before and given guys like $12 million a year. Like
true. I'm not saying, but
So I mean, he goes to LSU, and granted, you got to play with Alabama, you can play with Georgia, you got to play with all those teams, but you put together one good season, or you develop one good player. All you need is one great quarterback out of Louisiana. And I think there's a couple Mannings that are coming up right now that might want to stay home. And you keep those Mannings home, and you get that guy to the next
level. That's a good point.
I mean, you get that guy to the next level, then maybe you get to the next level, and then you're talking about,
Then you hitch your wagon to a quarterback like that.
Then you get into that club. I mean, everything's in that club. Like, it is weird clubs, man. There's NFL coaching. There's place kickers. Like, I mean, once you get into certain clubs, like, you just stay in there and you rotate around. Like, and NFL coaches seem to be one of them. So,
yeah. So,
and there are Mannings coming up. Like, I mean,
there's one. It's Arch
Manning.
Yeah, but Arch Manning. But what do you think? Peyton and Eli's kids are going to suck at football? Like, yes. I mean, unless they're girls, like
Drew Brees lives in New Orleans.
Yeah,
so he's got like 12 boys.
Yeah.
You got to think Phillip Rivers has 37 kids. You got to think he's got some boys too, even though
that guy's got 9 kids. I read stories about Phillip Rivers where they gave him riders, like in his contract, where he would get like SUVs home that were fully like equipped with like 9 TVs so he could watch video. And I thought, that guy is better at his job than I will ever be at any job I ever do. At 5:00 this afternoon, I'm not kidding you, I might have been smoking a bowl in a fucking Staples parking lot.
You have to get office supplies.
Yeah. That answers everything. That answers all the questions. We give you everything right here on the Chop and Beef Show. All right, let's get into our picks.
Ricochet shot at Staples.
Here we go.
We'll end this mess. Staples, if you want to be a sponsor, we're cheap. We're cheap. We got 4 of us. That's right. I'm going to surprise. I was going to surprise the boys anyway, but now we got Han on here too. What's the record, Zach?
Oh shit! My wife just got home. The dogs are going fucking apeshit.
All right, you need to go. Be a good husband. We can let you go.
No. I'll pick some shit.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go. Who's leading? JJ still leading?
Yeah. He's got me by 2, man.
This is the time to make up some ground.
It's not looking good.
He'll go first here. I'm picking games this week too.
Holy shit!
Oregon, first one. Oregon 2.5.
Oh, you bastard!
Oregon 2.5 point underdogs versus number 17 Utah in Las Vegas. JJ, go first.
Boy, Utah throttled them last time, so I'm going to take Utah again and give away the 2.5. I don't think they're going to get throttled. The game's going to be closer, but I still like Utah.
All right. Zach, you going up next.
Yeah, I like Utah here too. Probably by 3 points, though. I'm glad the line trickled down just a little bit. They just look bigger and better, man. They played like 3 weeks ago, so
they looked awesome.
They stomped them. So
that was at home. That was at home.
That was at home, but still, they look better.
They did look better. Han, who you got?
I'm against the grain, man. I'm all about the friggin' Ducks.
All right.
And I'll
underdogs on the road. 2.5
neutral
It's
site.
Vegas.
Site.
Well, whatever it is. I mean, they're underdogs at a neutral site. They're the higher ranked team.
Got beat already.
Yeah, they already beat them.
Utah beat them already. Beat them bad.
Don't matter.
Okay.
Don't matter.
All right, I'm going Utah with the boys too, but you got to remember who the degenerate is here.
That's true.
Second game, number 9 Baylor, 5.5-point underdog versus Oklahoma State. They're ranked as well. What are they? 6, 5?
They're 5.
Yep, number 5 in the country.
Baylor's
Oklahoma State. Baylor's number 9.
Yeah.
Baylor. Zach, you go first.
I got Oklahoma State here. I think it's going to be bigger than 5.5 too. Oklahoma State looks really good. And they actually have a defense. Baylor has a snippet of a defense, but Oklahoma State's just kind of coming into their own too. So I like them.
Han.
My heart says Baylor on this, but I love.
They played earlier in the year too.
They did.
I love chaos, especially in this CBS playoffs when they have all this crazy shit going on about a 13-member select committee picking teams. I want to see Oklahoma State win this game. I want to see them win it by 11 points. I don't discount Baylor, but my heart says to take Oklahoma State and the points just because it will absolutely screw the NCAA.
They did not. Oh yeah, they did play. Baylor lost 24-14.
Yeah, it was a 10 point. Yeah. I like Baylor. I believe has a quarterback that's injured as well. I believe it's Baylor here. I'm sticking with the crew. Oklahoma State. JJ.
I was going to do the same thing. I think Oak State just looks real good, and the offense kind of did show up against Oklahoma. So I'll give the 5.5 up.
Good. Peaking at the right time.
Yeah.
So you got Oklahoma State too. All 4 of us. All right. Number 1 Georgia versus number 3 Alabama.
Whoa.
Alabama 6.5-point dog. Alabama in Atlanta. Han, you're up first here.
Oh, this is an impossible situation you're putting me in. As a gambler, I wouldn't touch this game with a 20-foot pole.
Yep.
I don't know what's going to happen. I've been
put that comment up.
I know. I've been this. I almost want to pass, but I got to take a pick here. And you know what? If I'm going to take a pick, I'm going to pick Georgia just straight up to win. Give me the money line. I mean, money line on Georgia is
6.5.
6.5-point favorites. Money line's 240.
Plus 240 minus.
No, minus 240.
Minus 240.
No, not minus. It can't be minus 240.
It is. They're favored. Georgia's favored.
They're favored by 6.5.
Hold on a second.
Alabama's plus.
Look at that shine! Look at that shine off the ball.
Blinding. I know, right?
All right, we'll get back to that guy.
You know what? Yeah. So you're right on the 6.5. You know what? That actually changes my bet. I think the money play in this situation is Bama to win. At 240, at 240, I think that the value play is Bama wins straight up money line.
Straight up.
All right, so you're taking Bama plus 6.5.
No. I'm taking.
That's
Bama.
All we're doing. We're just doing the spread.
Okay. But you got
BJ, don't test me.
You got Bama plus 200.
I'm asking you to do the same thing.
Right?
All right. Well, I'm going.
I got you.
I'm taking Alabama plus 6.5 points.
Casey, you're taking Bama?
Yep, JJ, you're right.
Georgia. This is a Hall of Fame college defense. They're allowing 8 points a game on their opponents. They can hold Alabama to 16. I think they can get to 24.
All right, Zach.
Bama money line.
Bama money line. The minus 240.
We're switching shit.
No, but I got Georgia if we're just picking straight up Georgia.
Yeah, we're picking spreads. Han's doing his own thing because that's what he's actually going to do.
I think Georgia's going to 6.5. I think it's a 10-point victory.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
We're going to be a good game to watch.
Who'd you take?
I took Alabama plus 6.5. I like that 6.5.
Good game to watch.
Great game.
All right,
it's going to be the best game of the year.
I don't know. Auburn, Alabama last week.
Hold on. Are we doing futures? This is my last time on the beef show because you guys are never asking me back. Are we doing futures on this show? Because if we're doing futures,
no.
We're pick right here. ESU.
Oh, who the?
One day there'll be a school. That's a good hat, though, from the movie The Program. All right, here we go. Number 21, Houston is a 10.5-point underdog versus number 4, Cincinnati. In Cincinnati.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati. So I am actually picking Houston here to cover that 10.5 points. Who went first? JJ, you go.
Cincinnati needs style points. I'll give up the 10.5. They're playing at home. They don't have to far to travel. Cincinnati.
Zach.
We've been saying Cincinnati needs style points for the past 11 weeks. I'll take Houston.
Ooh.
All
right. So little story here. If I can I, or you guys looking?
Sure.
Little.
We got time. Nothing but time.
Back in like 2005, 2006, Rutgers somehow managed their way up to 3 in the country.
I remember.
They beat Louisville, who was top 10 ranked. And even though I did not go there, Rutgers was my hometown team. And they were undefeated, 3 in the country, and heading to the national championship game. The only thing they needed to do was get through Cincinnati. And they managed to lose. I don't know how, but they did. So I am saying, fuck Cincinnati. Houston's going to beat them straight up. Unfortunately, that's going to carve away for Notre Dame because of TV ratings to get into the national championship discussion, which they're going to get killed in the first round. But unfortunately, I have to pick Houston in this game because Cincinnati shattered my dreams of the possibility of one day Rutgers playing somehow for a national.
Rutgers beat number 2 or number 5 ranked USF that year too. It was a good game.
Yeah, that was in Jersey.
That was what's it? It was Ray Rice. It was Ray Rice.
It was.
And Mac Grothy was the quarterback at USF. All right, finally, Michigan, number 2 in the country, versus Iowa.
The answer is Michigan before you even say it.
Iowa's an 11-point underdog in Indianapolis, inside, so no snow. And JJ, you're up first.
Michigan, I think they're on a roll. Iowa's play has gotten worse during the course of the year. Michigan.
Zach.
Michigan, definitely. But, I will – it's going to be a while until I will accept that Harbaugh's not going to fuck this up. But I'll take
completely
Michigan.
Agree.
Iowa's just not good. They're just not.
And Han already said Michigan. So to summarize, 3 of us, Zach, JJ, and me, went with Utah. Han went with Oregon.
Who'd you pick? With Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh,
Michigan. Sorry. Yeah, I wrote it, but I didn't say it. Yeah, I picked Michigan. This is going to be a bloodbath, I think. And they'll go to the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Everybody picked Oklahoma State. Georgia, Alabama. We got 2 Georgias, Zach and JJ. I picked Alabama, and Han picked the Bama money line, I think. Houston, Cincinnati. Everybody except Jeff picked Houston, and everybody picked Michigan versus Ohio State. Good picks, boys. Good picks.
Yeah.
Well, before we end this, Miss, what else you got? We got about 5 minutes or so.
Zach, there's only one game difference in us this week. What the hell? Hey, when's Army Navy?
That's in 2 weeks or what? Next week?
2 weeks? Okay.
2 weeks.
Yeah, not this weekend. Next weekend.
Yeah, that's always a great game.
It's usually snowing like crazy. Is it in Philly?
I think it's Philly this year.
Philly this year, yeah.
Where's it at? Yeah.
That's always Philly or Baltimore.
It's good to catch like a little break. It's December 11th, so it is next week.
Yeah, we can catch up on our college basketball.
It is. Just get a little break and then get a good game.
Oh, we can talk a little college basketball right now.
It's in
we'll have you back when we're picking college basketball games.
Yeah.
College basketball, I got a solid finger on things right now.
We got a college basketball preview coming in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
the preview show.
Yeah,
I like it.
And then before you know it, the baseball preview will be back.
Shouldn't be long.
Yeah, in July.
I got nothing there
of next year because of the lockout.
Because of the lockout, right? There's nothing going to happen. And
do you see the contracts that these guys are signing? Jesus Christ, and they're locking out.
They're not locking out. The owners are locking them out.
Yeah, you're right. The owners are locking out.
It's crazy.
Well, they don't have to do anything. The players realize that they can play 60, 80 games and still be a World Series champ and get another year under their belt of service and
aren't they fighting for the universal DH also?
Universal DH. There's
a lot of shit.
And 14 team playoff.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks, man. I hated that. Like I don't want to see that. Like I always like the fact that the baseball playoffs were.
Is there a motorcycle in your apartment, in your condo?
What was that?
Pretty much.
Was it? I thought it was a sound effect.
Yeah.
I thought you were playing us off. I didn't know. I didn't know.
But that's a great idea for next time.
Yeah.
Just start
obnoxious muffler.
All right, let's end this mess. Let Locks go to sleep. Let Han go see his wife, and let JJ finish that barrel of whiskey that he's got. So, on behalf of
JJ, I'm on my way down to Tampa in February.
Let's go.
I'm with it, man. I'm staying at the JW and then heading over to the casino. So I'll be there for a week.
Load up the app. You can sports gamble down here now.
I can sports gamble where I am too.
There you go. Well, yeah, just that's true. Jersey. Forgot where you're at.
No. It just matters if I don't pay. I get my legs broken. So I mean, sports gambling has always been legal where I am.
Yeah.
On behalf of Zach Locks Parker, JJ in Tampa, and Mike Han Solo, I am the Beef. Thanks so much for joining us this week on the Chop and Beef Show. We'll be back next week. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see you next week. Say good night, boys.
Good night, boys.